Hey everyone, well I'm back out here at my fire line salvage job here, getting some more wood cut. Saw of the day, so to speak, here is my old Jonsered 630 Super. I'm going to kick off this saw of the day series with the saw that started it all for me. If you go back and watch one of my other videos here, I explained the whole deal of where it how I started out with chainsaws many years ago, so this is the first one. Anyways, without further ado, gonna get on it here and get cutting, and well, she still runs good, so I like to run it once in a while and keep it limbered up, so gonna get on with it. I ran the saw a little while ago here before just making the short trip out here, so saw is already pre-warmed, so doesn't I'm not just taking off and cutting cold here. It'll be might take a couple pulls to get it going here again, but it's already, the cylinder's already warmed up on it, so. Bit of dirt here and there in those trees here. 90% of it is clean, but hit one little spot and then takes off the edge of your chain, and that's it. You're fighting it. I got a dull saw, but we're gonna keep on. That's the bugger thing about cutting dirty wood with a lot of sand in it. You really kill your chains. I'm going to fight and struggle the rest of my cutting here, but it's what it is. What it is. Can't be helped. Jonsered 630 Super is still can still get it done. A little bit heavy. The only bad thing about these saws is they never had the air injection that the Husqvarna saws got of that era. Fortunately, they never updated that old platform or chassis. It would have been easy enough to add the air jet in there to help pre-filter out all the crap that ends up in your air filter. That was the biggest Achilles heel of this saw, and why I eventually upgraded and stopped using this saw so much was because of every time you cut a bunch of firewood, you ended up with a plug filter pretty much. So a lot of cleaning involved. You always had to have a compressed air and blow out your air filter at the end of every day. And even then, sometimes if you were cutting on a long day, you had to bring a soft small cloth with you and pop the top cover off and kind of wipe everything down and shake the dust out as best you could, and then you could continue on to finish your cutting project. But other than that, as far as reliability, can't, like I say, that old 630 has been through a lot with me over the years. It's the old warhorse that started it all for me. So anyways, got a bunch of this all cut up here, and I'm going to go ahead and throw a choker onto one of those other trees, and there's buried in the snow there in the pile there. I got the top sticking out there, so I'll yard one more out, and then I'll have a bucket load to head for home with. So anyways, thanks everybody for stopping by and checking out another one of my videos. Like I say, a little bit different here. We're going to be doing now what I call the Saw of the Day series. Going to run a whole bunch of saws out of my saw collection. Thought it would be fitting to start with my old 630 Super that originally I started out with so many years ago. So we're going to run a bunch of saws, and not saying that I'll get around to running all of them, but we're going to try and run a good bunch of them as long as the weather permits. So anyways, like I said, thanks again everybody, and we'll see you all in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and push some of this from the last time I was here cutting there. I got the stumps there cut off and the tops here, so try and do this one-handed here, but go ahead and push some of these branches and tops off here with the loader here. There we go. Push it off to the side. Snow kind of does a good job of catching all the finer twigs and branches and stuff, so there we go. Like I say here, trying to do this one-handed, steering the tractor and running the loader at the same time.